A tech entrepreneur created a virtual marketplace for small businesses. Hello and welcome to The Good Stuff. I'm Galen Etland. So good to have you here with us. Now, with this new way to shop online, you can buy what's made right in this area. And our Brittany Falkers shows us how.
What kind of environment do I want my child to be raised in?
Yoo Jung Lee is a tech entrepreneur who does business with her daughter in mind.
If I were to set an example for my child as to how technology can do that, because technology is obviously only going to be a more and more central part of her world, this is the best place to do it.
She's come up with a way to help makers in the community thrive in a new way of buying and selling.
Right? We need to make sure our local businesses can weather the next, however many months to years to come, for us to really see that end product, which is all of this could be working a lot more seamlessly, but we first got to try it out.
Bindle PDX is a hyper-local marketplace for small businesses in the Portland area. You'll find a range of products from food to wellness products and home decor.
It was based on this belief that we have everything that we need locally. It's just really, really hard to discover those products and those brands. And also on the producer side, I just thought that there was this common problem, which is how do I get my products to the doorstep of the consumer.
Lee says many delivery services charge businesses hefty fees. Bindle brings producers in nearby locations together, consolidating drop-off and pickup sites. For example, by teaming up, Lovejoy's Tea Room, Bergerac, Full Belly Fare, and Thrive Sauce Company were able to turn 23 deliveries into just 4, saving the small businesses about 150 miles of travel.
We've reduced at least 50% of delivery cost and time for all of the producers. And that's just based on a handful of sales every week or so.
Lee believes knowing where your products are coming from and who is making them is important. Her platform can elevate diverse voices and allow shoppers to search for and support sellers who align with their own values.
If you really are passionate about supporting women as business owners, right, there should be a way for you to easily search those brands. Same thing goes for, right, if you are really passionate about helping Black-owned businesses.
Her hope is Bindle PDX will empower local makers and buyers.
What does that do for not only me, but also my children? And what does that do for the next generation and the environment we're leaving behind?
Now we have a link to Bindle PDX on our website, kgw.com. Be sure to give them some support. Now there's some good news for Beaverton business owners as well impacted by the pandemic. The city will award a total of $2 million to small businesses through a new grant program. The money comes from the federal CARES Act, and you have until Friday, August 21st to apply. You can find out if you're eligible at beavertonoregon.gov/business grants. Well, here's another way to shop and support local creators. The Beaverton Night Market is now virtual, and Christine Pidawanich, takes a look.
The Beaverton Night Market is going virtual. Usually it happens twice in the summer, attracting about 14,000 people each year. But now it'll be happening online this Friday and Saturday. It'll highlight small business owners who are refugees, immigrants, and people of color.
We make stuff like sandals, hand-painted, 100% handmade.
One of the vendors who will be a part of it
I came to Oregon about 20 years ago.
Is Claudia Camacho.
I make handcrafted items and everything from Honduras, where I'm from.
She started her small business 2 years ago, and so far, she's adapting to the pandemic.
This is what I'm making right now, and getting creative and making these little, coin purses to put in your mask so you won't forget it.
Trying to sell her stuff online versus in person at fun events just isn't the same. That's why she's grateful for the opportunity to showcase her vibrant Honduran roots, one she says prioritizes nothing going to waste.
It is very colorful and it is very tropical. Like the earrings that I'm wearing right now are made of materials that like I have in my backyard, and it's like unbelievable that how we can use those materials.
The focus is cultural sharing experience.
Rahana Malik, who's on Beaverton's Diversity Advisory Board, says the night market is all about embracing and acknowledging people of all different cultures.
And I think learning and increasing your knowledge in other people's culture leads to more tolerance, more understanding.
And she says the online event will be interactive with fun segments on things like dance, food, and art.
It gives people like me who they have a dream, to be included in the community, to show people who we are, where we come from, and how rich our cultures are.
That was Christine Pidewanich reporting for us. Now, the virtual night market will be live streamed on YouTube in both Spanish and English this Friday and Saturday from 7 to 9:30 p.m. And we've got more details on kgw.com for you. Now, the Oregon Short Film Festival kicks off this weekend, and it's not virtual. We'll have details about the drive-in experience next. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. Now, if you're looking for something fun to do, the Oregon Short Film Festival kicks off this Sunday. And this year, the festival partnered with Sunshine Mill in the Dalles. Films will be screened at the winery's drive-in movie theater through August 19th. And dozens of filmmakers from Oregon and Washington will be featured. For more details, check out filmfestivalcircuit.com. Now, this is also some welcome news if you're looking to get outside. This week, many favorite spots in the gorge reopened. That includes Horsetail Falls and Multnomah Falls. While the historic Columbia River Highway is back open, stopping along it might be a little tough, though. Some of the parking lots are either closed or have limited spaces. If you plan to go, here's a few other things to keep in mind.
Some of our restrooms will have limited services, so be prepared for that as well. And again, wear your mask, especially when you're around people, and try to really maintain that 6-foot distancing in everything you do.
Some popular places are still closed, like the Vista House. In the gorge and across the state, campgrounds are packed this summer. Our Joe Ranieri shows what to keep in mind.
The one thing that hasn't changed this year for the Elkins family, how they're spending their summer vacation.
We had thought of other vacation spots for the summer, but it became pretty apparent that camping was probably going to be our vacation for the summer.
This is the second year in a row they spent the week camping at Champoeg State Park.
It's really fun getting out of the house. It's an inexpensive family vacation. You don't have to go very far, but you feel like you're out in nature.
Samantha Elkins says it's all about safety this year.
Going to even to a hotel, there's just so much more risk of being around other people and the cleanliness. And we're in our own contained area here, so it makes it feel really safe.
Making sure campers are staying safe has been keeping park rangers like Brenda Chapman very busy.
It was a little scary opening the park back up, not knowing for sure how the guests were going to comply with the guidelines that we have for the park to remain open.
Campers are going to see signs about wearing masks all over campgrounds across the state. They'll also see other changes too. Many have closed their shower areas. There are only 8 people allowed per campsite, and there are less rangers right now because of cuts.
Is if we see a crowding problem in a campsite, we'll talk to the people on that site. We don't always have the time to do that, and we have to maintain distance ourselves.
40% of the park's budget comes from the lottery and video poker. With restaurants and bars being closed for months earlier this spring, that caused a $22 million shortfall.
We have signs everywhere, every imaginable form of sign, reminding of the physical distancing, reminding of the mask.
Park rangers like Brenda want campers to remember to follow the new rules at the campgrounds.
You can also find more information about what's open and what's closed at stateparks.oregon.gov. Now, still ahead here on The Good Stuff, we'll tell you about the good work of a Portland high school graduate. And she just received a $10,000 check. We'll explain why. Good to have you back. KGW's school supply drive is underway, and we've already collected enough donations for more than 3,500 students. You can help out this Saturday, too, by dropping off old laptops, desktops, or tablets. The organization Free Geek will have staff on hand to wipe those hard drives, clean the devices, and get them to students. We'll be collecting donations from 11 to 3 at the Intel Aloha campus, the On Point Community Credit Union Lloyd Center branch, and at the Cedar Mill Safeway. Now, you can also donate cash at any On Point Credit Union or at the register of local Safeways, or online at kgw.com/school.
We have something for you.
This is really cool. You'll want to hear about this. A Lincoln High School graduate got a big surprise there. Brianna Guo was presented with a $10,000 scholarship. She's the winner of the 2020 Anthony A. Martino Scholarship. She was selected because of her strong work ethic, and the scholarship is awarded to a graduate of the Goddard School, which turns out Brianna attended in preschool. Today, the president and CEO of Goddard Systems congratulated her on Zoom.
Tell you on behalf of Goddard that we are just so incredibly proud of your daughter, thankful for you, and we're as excited about her future. We're already trying to figure out who's going to hire her first. Is it going to be Cindy locally?
That's a good debate to have. A big congratulations to her. She plans to go to Middlebury College in Vermont next year. Fun fact, I went to language school in Middlebury, Vermont before going to U of O. Really good choice. She says she's interested in studying international relations, politics, and economics. And my producer, Louisa, told me earlier that she also speaks 5 languages. So she's got a bright future, whatever it is that she ends up doing. Now this date, August 13th, is National Left-Handers Day, so we want to recognize the unique challenges lefties deal with.
Calling all lefties, August 13th is your day to celebrate for the annual Left-Handers Day. Considering lefties only make up 10% of the population worldwide, a majority of people may not understand the left-handed struggles. From using scissors to dealing with smudged hands while writing, lefties face numerous challenges in a right-handed world. But for all the adversity left-handers face, they also thrive. 8 U.S. presidents, including Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and George H.W. Bush, have all been left-handed. Studies have also shown that lefties can adjust easier to seeing underwater and may even be better drivers. So how does one become a left-hander? Well, the answer isn't quite that simple. According to the National Institutes of Health, hand preference develops before birth and becomes apparent in early childhood. It's believed to be caused by a combination of environment, chance, and upwards of 40 genes that contribute to handedness. So lefties, celebrate all that makes you unique on August 13th, because even though this might be a right-handed world, these 24 hours are just for you.
Just for you. So interesting. I'm right-handed, so I don't know the struggle. But on Facebook, we asked lefties to tell us the hardest things that they have to deal with. And Sarah K. Davis says, notebook spines. They always get in the way. Laura Chastain-Moyer has a long list. Smeared with ink, eating next to right-handed people, and kitchen utensils made for right-handed people. Sarah Cook says, university classrooms lack lefty desks. Sarah, I think you're right about everywhere. Helen Kelton says she doesn't have any trouble being left-handed, though. She says most lefties are ambidextrous. Finally, Christy says eating at a crowded table is the worst. She says a lot of people think she's a seating snob because she always tried to sit at the end of the table. And really, she's just trying not to knock into anybody. Well, thank you so much for sending in those answers. When we come back, elephants make a splash at the Oregon Zoo.
This pool enables us to actually talk to the public about everything that goes on in the elephant program while they get to watch a little guy splashing around in the pool.
Just a little guy, right? We'll stop by their summertime pool party. But first, your moment of zen is here. Photojournalist Eric Patterson kayaks on the Multnomah Channel. All right, let's wrap this all up with a trip to the Oregon Zoo, my home away from home as a kid because my dad worked there. Now, even with 100-degree weather this weekend, the elephants will keep cool. Drew Carney checks out their summertime pool parties.
Ready? How about this? The opportunity to be this close to the largest land mammal on Earth. Say good morning to Samudra. Zoo fans know this guy better as Sam. And he celebrates his 12th birthday later this month on August the 23rd. So that is Sam, and this is Pam. We have Pam Starkey. Good morning, Pam. We should start with this pool. This has been a part of Elephant Lands since Elephant Lands opened 5 years ago. What advantages does this pool provide the elephants like Sam?
Well, obviously it's going to provide them with a mechanism for cooling. Our hot summers, he likes to get in the pool quite frequently, and a big portion of it is our community outreach to the public. So this pool enables us to actually talk to the public about everything that goes on in the elephant program while they get to watch a little guy splashing around in the pool.
There are presently 5 elephants in the zoo's elephant family. 2 bulls, this Sam, and then the other Sam, Sam's son. I didn't think those two could actually be together, but you said that they do interact.
Yes, in fact, what we did when Samson came in from Albuquerque Biopark is we did a slow introduction based on their reactions to each other and to the group itself. And then as time went on, we were able to get them closer and closer together until we were actually able to put them out in the habitats together. They are best buddies. You'll actually see both of them up here playing in the pool quite frequently.
Obviously, Pam, there's the work you do with the elephants here at the zoo, but the zoo is also tightly connected to conservation efforts to help elephants in the wild. Can you talk about those efforts?
One of our elephants, Chandra, is actually from the island of Borneo. She was a rescue that was found around the age of 4 wandering a palm oil plantation. So we are tightly knit with the Wildlife Rescue Unit in Borneo, who is still dealing with finding orphans and having to take care of them. That's something that we actively want to participate in, not just taking care of elephants, but actually helping the staff over there to be able to take care of elephants. We actually have funded 2 rangers so that they can specifically work with the elephants that they've rescued.
Drew always gets those good assignments, doesn't he? Just a quick reminder, you can only buy Oregon Zoo tickets online, and there's timed entry. You'll also need to wear a face mask. We want to thank you so much for joining us here for The Good Stuff, and remember to keep that good stuff coming. Text your stories, photos, and videos to the number there, 503-226-5088, or send an email to thegoodstuff@kgw.com. We'll leave you now with this shot from our Newport Skycam. Have a great night.